Hello, here Maria and me and Maria. Pay attention on the sectioning. With this sectioning, we are doing a weave touch-up. This lady has been here in your imagination, in my imagination. She's been here many, many times for highlights or just foil with the lighter color. But thank God her hair keeps growing back, but the regrowth has her natural color, and the ends have a lot of light color and darker roots. So she decided that she wants a weave touch-up. In your bowl, it will depend on your consultation and your formula. So we won't talk about formulas today. I might change my mind later and ask you the steps of a formula, but for now, let's practice the weaving technique with foil. For this operation, I'm going to show you two different ways of doing the same thing, your weave touch up. So Maria at the end is going to be very happy, I hope. After this, she better be happy. We are going to start on the easiest part, the bottom. I'm going to drop my section. Have this lady ready. Then bottom up. My subsection today, the average will be every 1/4 of an inch subsection. I'm just doing a medium touch-up. Usually, being a touch-up, we need to take thinner sections because of all the regrowth that she has. So far, we already know this part. Let me find my thinner foils, if I have them. Not thinner, a little bit narrower, but no, there's the same. So far, this is what you learn what to do. With my tint brush, I'm grabbing just a little bit of tint because the regrowth is not that big. So I apply it, then I try to get as close as possible. Okay, now I'm going to switch a brush with another one because I just want to feather my product down a little bit. And this one does not go in my bowl because if I place this brush in my bowl, then it will grab a lot of product. Halfway the length, I'm going to pull the end to my left-hand side, close my foil, and close it again, or fold it, I should say. Okay. Drop another 3/4 of an inch subsection. Comb hair out of the head form. And the reason to comb the hair straight out of the head form, so I can just grab hair from the top and not all the way throughout the section. If I grab hair through the section, then I won't be able to get my foil very, very close. Okay, I think on the last one, you couldn't see all the ends, but let's see if on this one, if not, I'll move it again. I'm trying not to grab a lot of product in my tint brush. This area or the regrowth area does not need a lot, but I am trying to get as close as possible to the scalp. So once I have this much here, then I grab my cleaner brush and I'm going to feather down a little bit. Don't let the ends go. Then halfway the length of the foil. then fold once, fold twice. There is some of you that still have a problem with this foil dropping. So once I have two foils, then I'm going to connect them so that way they hug each other, and by hugging each other, then they'll stay in place. Let's do two more so they can hug. I think I have not emphasized enough what I do with my ends, because since I'm doing it, I think all of you can see what I do. So first, pull your hair so my foil is tight, not a lot of product. So when you grab your brush from your tinge bowl, then see that you do not have a lot of product. So this is the area. Again, your imagination, my imagination. This is the area, kind of the width of your brush, that is a regrowth. Then getting closer to the scalp, as close as possible without getting product on the scalp. Okay, we did that part. My brush back. Now I'm going to move my left hand a little bit lower. Then come with my cleaner brush, and you can see the different color. And then I'm going to blend, feather and blend, so that way I do not have a line of demarcation looking halfway my length. Then your ends coming to your right hand side. And two things that my comb is doing right now. The comb holds the foil in place and then allows me to bring the ends to the left hand side, then close and close. One more here. Okay, let's bring her back. Okay, I think there's one here, has one too many. So before if I place the foil, then I need to correct my section and pull. Tint or bleach or whatever you have or whatever you need to do, depend on your consultation. We have the product, then I get my other brush. Little by little, it may grab a little bit of a product, but I have it on a dry towel. So that way, having it on a dry towel, then it doesn't absorb much or grabs more product. My comb, hold it tight, and to the left hand side, and close the foil once, twice, and half with the one before so they don't move. Okay, this is one technique that we share with you on a touch-up. Here we go on the other side with one slightly different, and the difference, it'll be for you what is easier. As a result, with the touch-up, as a result, there's no difference. A little bit of water for control. Bottom up. Somewhere there. With the top portion. In other occasions and other opportunities, I have mentioned the reason why we try to pull straight out. I think I just did straight out of the head form. Okay, I need to wipe my brush a little bit. So here, a lot of product here. Then get it closer to the scalp. My second brush to blend. We blend. Now, this paper that I have on right now, it's a little short. So now this is what makes one technique different than the other one. Place your second foil that I cut it out in half. Then your ends a little bit to the left, fold it. Now we have more foil, so I'm going to, and having more or the same, makes it a little bit heavy. So this is another technique that you can practice to see what works best for you. So on this one, I'm only leaving one side without being folded so it can hug with the next one. Do we want to keep in mind, if you decide to grab the last one here at the hairline, that is consultation. So I'm holding and pulling her hair, product, closer to the scalp, and then more or less check and see the regrowth. My clean brush to feather. Then second paper, if it's not hiding from me. Place it. Now that I place my second foil, finally I can let the end go, but before I let them go, then I pull them to the left hand side. So we did it once, we did it twice, then I'm folding right hand in, but I'm going to hug both with the left on the left hand side. Two more for hugging. We will use our imagination for the blending part because we don't see how much of a regrowth she has. So use your imagination. I'll share that with the next or the top part. this one by itself, and then hug here. Okay, this was for practice. I have 4 on each side. So now we're going to do the next part. I'm going to start here on the center to make it easy so I don't put too much here on her face. We're ready to start on this section. There is another part that I'm going to do. Last time we did it vertically. This time I'm going to do it a little bit slanted. You can see that my section is not completely vertically. A little bit slanted. We weaved. Now I'm going to stay on the right hand side of her with one foil. So let's keep this as tight as possible. And as close. Switch brushes. Oh, and I better turn my lady because I don't think use everything. Okay. Let me turn my lady a little bit more so we can see the process. Or let me move her a little bit forward. Okay, let's see if that works. When you practice at home, it's not easy to see how you're doing. Sometimes your cameras, they're a little bit hard to see what you do. If you have questions, let us know. If Maria is giving you a hard time, then let us know. Once we finish with this technique, you decide which one you prefer, which one was a little bit easier for you, and then measure. That's how you will practice whenever you have a touch-up. Can we weave the same hairs that this lady had from before? Impossible. That's why we try to blend it in. Impossible that we grab the same hairs. We just want her roots not to be so dark. And that's why I'm coming with a cleaner brush to blend. So in case that I have hair that it was not this color, by blending with my second clean brush, then it will not have a line of demarcation. We can again cut our foils so they will stay on in case that she needs to go to the bathroom, then they'll stay on. Work it very, very hard so you don't fall asleep. so I can finish one side faster and then come back and show you the other side. Now on the other side, we are using the two papers. We start on our section, and I already dropped a section here on the center because I don't want to put them back to back. Then my next subsection that I'm dropping, and her hair up, I don't want to place it on her face because she maybe has contact lenses and I don't want to get hair in her eye. So here we go. Pull her hair. So all the ends are, no es cierto, all the roots. Ooh, I didn't wipe my brush enough this time. So all the product, then closer, and you are moving. Okay, it is moving. Let me put it back. You need to pull her hair a little bit more so I keep this in place. Okay, I think I like it better now. Product closer to the roots. Second brush to blend. Blend it. No regrowth, and that's how it does not show where we stop if we don't blend it somehow. And I like the clean brush because I feel that I can spread it a little bit easier. My line of demarcation does not show. And there, like I said, 3 of an inch subsection. That will be the average, depending on how much highlights she has. Then that'll be how thin you need to make your subsection. But for today, since we can't see it, then that will be the rule. And here we have the hiding part. We don't want them to slide at all. Usually we say highlighting. I can have in the bowl tint, I may have liner, but then I want you to tell me why one or the other, tint, liner. Why do I usually need to start on the back? Why I don't start on the front? I mentioned that I didn't want formulas, but when you finish, I want you to tell your teacher that this lady has natural level 7 She wants to be a nice, cool 10. So tell your teachers what are the possibilities of your formula. Some things that we have learned, and I want you to tell them the 4th step of the formula. I don't want you to forget that because I repeat it to you over and over and over in class. So that's what I want the teacher that is with you today to ask you the 4 steps of formulation. What are the possibilities that we are going from 7 to 10, but a cool 10? On this side, I don't even have to emphasize what we do with the end right here, because if I drop them, then automatically they go to my left-hand side. So we fold it half and half and half. Oops, I'm going to have to remove this one. And I want you to see why I need to remove that one. So I need to clean this part, and look at where it happened at the front hairline. So there's a couple options here. Then those foils, usually I'm gonna need to place them in the trash because I'll make a mess if I reuse the same ones. So let's start again. I already have it weaved, a clean foil. I wiped the extra product. So I strongly recommend that you fix it now. It'll be more difficult to fix it after you process. Those tiger spots are a headache in the world of foil. So fix it before it processes. Here we are with the top part. This is the most obvious section for her because whether she parts on the side, whether she parts on the center, this area is the most visible part. So she's very, very concerned with this area. So we have some options, and we need to cover as much here as possible. So whatever she parts, then is the same. So we have some options, and now by now, what paper you like to use, the complete one, the half one, that's up to you. So this is what we're doing here. Instead of weaving, I'm going to slice a very, very thin section. You can see paper thin. Which form do you prefer? That's by now you practice both, and whatever makes your life easy, that's the technique that you are doing. So we sliced it and we apply it as close as possible. Then blend. Blend it. Right here, I'm going to bring the ends to the left, fold, and fold. So I'm going to do a few where I do not weave. I'm going to slice. But my subsection, I mentioned earlier that on the other parts, it was about 3/4 of an inch. This one, I'm going to do it maybe half or less than half an inch. I want those papers to be much closer one to the other one. So product, then when you have a lot less product on your brush, that's when I need to get as close as possible to the edge of the paper, but still not getting product off the paper. So the coat that I'm applying here, it's a very thin because I'm going to put pressure when I fold. And if I have a lot of product there and I put pressure, definitely I'll be squeezing that on the scalp. And that this is an area that you don't want to have mistakes. We don't have to, she doesn't have to get back home for somebody to tell her that she has a big old spot right there. She can see it herself. Tagging with the one before. Very, very thin section. Now for the slicing part, your subsection, your part need to be as clean as possible. Let me find my clip to hold this up. Very thin, thin section. I try to apply all my product away from here, so my bristles have a lot less product and I get closer to the edge of the paper. Blend. So that is one way, slicing. Okay, Maria, I need you to come towards me a little bit more. I don't want to squeeze my foils. So we sliced. Next one, we will be doing, again, subsections very thin, but my weaving is a lot more closer, more refined. So I have my section and then very close to each other, still weaved. You can see it's not slicing, but very fine weave. Now I'm going to use this paper. So again, which one did you use? No difference for the end result. The technique, it's for you. Oops, I just looked at the camera. And I don't think you see what I'm doing. Okay, let me pump my chair a little bit up. Okay. Then maybe move it. Maybe I'll ask my camera person to bring it up a little bit more. So we say subsections much thinner. You'll put this here on her face. And super fine weave. On my product here. If needed, I need to wipe it a little bit so I can get closer to the edge. I don't want the possibility of product outside of foil. Blend. Okay. I want to get this a little bit closer to the front hairline. So that's why I'm going to start going from one side to the other one. And I'm going to slice it. And you'll see super fine. I'll turn her in a few seconds where you can see, because when I'm working, as long as I can see it, I think that everybody can see it. And I don't want to get distracted looking at the camera because Maria might get impatient. Okay, let's turn Maria to the other side so everybody can see how much prettier you are going to be after this service. Need to, okay, Maria, again, turn so audience can see your fine, fine slicing. The issue with the slicing, it's maybe easier, but this is the part getting close, close, close to the edge without applying product. And I think you might remember why I don't need a lot of product very, very close to the scalp and still process it right. So let's see if the instructors remember to ask you why I don't, okay, Maria need to, she's getting excited. Okay, pull, pull, pull. I already blended ends to the other side. I won't let this paper go nowhere. So there's a few things that you're learning. You're learning to use two papers, one technique. You're learning to weave, and you are learning to slide. Usually I like to get up early and show you the end results, but this time I didn't. So I won't be able to show you the end results. And the main reason for not end results, because you can see Maria does not have a weave. So it'll just be practice for today. And you decide what works for you. I'm gonna stay here, finish a few more sections. I feel that if I keep you here with me with this repetition, you start snoring and you might distract your teachers. They need to wake you up. Whew. Finally, I finished. I was trying to get out and not finish Maria, but she wouldn't let me go. The reason that she didn't want to let me go, she wants me to remind you that here on the side, your subsections will be 3/4 of an inch, but the top part, because that's where she can see, I want you to see how much closer the foils are right here on top. On the other areas, right here on the back, I took my time, my sections a little bit thicker, 3/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, but then all my effort was right here on the top. I explained that because of the way she parts. Once in a while, she changed her style, then that's what I need to have the top as even as possible. So that's what I recommend that you do. Right here, 3/4, and here very, very close. So she'll be happy. So her regrowth won't be as obvious as possible. Get ready and practice, and your teachers will keep an eye on you and see you what you did. Okay, love you, bye-bye.